We're going to build a simple portfolio website from scratch with just one file of HTML and CSS. The only things we really need to make this are a text editor and a browser. Start with a skeleton HTML file. Links to code, including the starter file, are in the description. Add 3 divs to get something on the page. It's quite boring, so let's add a bit of content. I want 3 equal sections in the second row, but getting them the right width is hard, so we will use Flex later. Now we can remove the placeholder background for the row and add borders to each block. Then we are ready to add some filler content to each element. Unordered lists are probably a good idea, so let's do that with all 3. We will add some links to the header row and pull them to the right using floats. I don't really want the header to take up the entire top on large screens, so I will center a smaller element. Now we are ready to add content to the third row. Getting these elements to exactly fill the row is annoying, so let's use CSS Flex. We will easily be able to wrap an unknown number of objects into an unknown number of columns without any advanced Flexbox knowledge. Let each one grow to fill available space and set the desired gap width. It looks weird if the last row doesn't have enough blocks. We can fix this by adding a few empty blocks to the end. These will take up space so that each visible block is the same width, but will otherwise be invisible. You can figure out exactly how many you might need, or just add a bunch in case you change layouts. Now we can remove the background for the bottom row and make the header links look a little bit nicer by giving each its own section. Our website is currently quite boring, so let's add some splashes of color. Simple repeating patterns work well on a variety of screen sizes, and they can be lightweight. We need backgrounds for each block so that the text is visible. I think the header needs a gradient background. We'll go with dark blue to white for now. I personally like the look of nice crisp edges rather than rounded corners, but they also have the advantage of making it really easy to add gradients to the border. It is possible to have rounded corners and gradients, but you will need to visit the link in the description to see how. It is important to remember to add this one right at the end. Play around with the color combinations until something looks okay. Maybe a lighter background would help. Then make each block lighter so that we can see the dark text. We will use a CSS variable to set the color of the border and the background for the title. This way, we only need to set one value for each block and it will cascade to all the desired values. A white text shadow will make the titles legible on any background. We will again use Flexbox to add 3 blocks to the footer of each block. I think it's going to be better to get rid of the second row. We will just include that information in the first block below. Now to add a logo image to the header. I want to scale it with transform to sort of break out of the block. Pick a random font that looks acceptable, and we've got something we can call a logo. Sometimes we might want some of the footer blocks to be disabled, so we will try to make that look not weird. In addition to this homepage, we will use the same format to create portfolio pages for blog posts and code snippets. Here's where it would be nice to be using a templating system. With hacking, it is simpler to be able to go straight to the updated pages without rebuilding. You can set things up to auto-build, but I usually just copy and paste until I'm ready to worry about those headaches. We will only need to make a few tweaks to make everything work as desired. After a few customizations, the Triplelog homepage now looks like this. Visit triplelog.com for links to more websites, code, and blog posts. If any of the code that flashed by was interesting to you, there are several links in the description. And go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe.